Hey everybody, this is Phoenix Down, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. In the last episode, we defeated Rexel and helped Cyan come to terms with his failings of the past. I think he's gonna be okay now, folks. So in today's episode, we're gonna head on over to the Fanatics Tower, where the members of the Cult of Kefka wait for us. It's where we recruited Strago earlier, when he was in a daze, just wandering around in front of the tower. So let's head on over here. We got a glimpse of this place before, but now it's time to actually ascend it. So you can talk to the thieves over there. They say the same thing. There's treasure in the tower. One guy will charge you 100,000 GP to give you a clue, but I'll worry about that on the way out. And this guy, treasure, treasure. Yep, treasure indeed. There is some good stuff in this tower, but I will say right now that this is my least favorite dungeon in the entire game. I like the concept of it, but I don't really care for the execution so much. So anyway, let's get going, and we're already in a random battle. That's just magical. And speaking of magic, we're dealing with level 40 magic and level 20 magic. They're basically different enemies of various levels, from 10 to 90, each multiple of 10 there, and they all have their own special quirks and their special abilities, and some of them are reflective. I have the entire party decked out in wall rings. I brought all the ladies along because they are the strongest magic users I've got, and I also have Mog along for a very special reason. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to Terra, so I'm going to have her try to wipe these guys out with, okay, maybe Terra doesn't have X-Zone. Celeste, I'm going to have Celeste cast X-Zone on these guys, see if we can wipe out the level 20 mages there. I'm gonna blast a Fire 3 spell on, alright, good, we got rid of those guys. The umbrella wearing guys do not reflect magic, and Mog doesn't have really any good spells. And he just muted himself, that's good. Terra cast Flare. This should finish the fight. Flare is reflective, but since this guy doesn't have a reflect spell on himself, I figured why not bother bouncing spells around. This should finish the fight. Alright, yeah, we defeated him. Now you'll notice that we didn't get any experience for that battle. We did get a lot of magic points, and Celeste has mastered the Torado Asper, so I can switch her over to something else. I guess I'll give her maybe not a free, since she's so close to mastering that. I'll give her Bahamut so she can start working on Flare. And I am actually going to resort to the oh-so-important Moogle Charm with Mog, because, frankly, I do not think it's worth fighting the random encounters in this dungeon. You gain no experience. I mean, you do get a lot of magic points, but the battles are so long and drawn out, and it's not a fun time. In the Tower of Fanatics, you cannot use your normal fight command or any of your special abilities, including Strago's lures, even though that is technically magic, but I guess it's simpler to just negate everything than to make exceptions and, you know, complicate the coding and all that stuff. So Mog has the Moogle Charm equipped now, and we got sprint shoes as well, because we have like 5 levels of this, basically this screen over and over and over again, about 4 or 5 times to get to the top of this tower. Really big place, but we do have these treasure rooms, and we got a safety bit. This is basically like the memento ring, but anybody can equip it, so it protects you from all instant death attacks, dooms. It also works on like Demi and Quarter. And I think Whirlwind might be another one that it applies to. I'm not quite sure on that one. But if you think back to some thieves we met in Miranda, there was a couple guys that tried to break into this tower and only made it up to the first treasure room. But they said something about to the right of the treasure chest. So if you go over here to this wall and do the talk button, whoa, something just rumbled. We go back this way, and hey, there's another door that opened up just 1 level down. Let's go in here, and in this chest, we get the air anchor. This is Edgar's final tool. What this does is that it hits an enemy, and on that enemy's next turn, it will die, like after it takes another action, basically. So it has one last chance to do damage or to heal or whatever, and then it just automatically just dies. It keels over. So it can be pretty useful. I don't use it very often, but it definitely can. It does have its functions. And in this room, I'm actually going to remove the Moogle Charm real quick. because then, okay, wall ring's right there. Not that I need it, because there is a random encounter I would like to fight here, or at least encounter. And so it will appear on the Veldt later on. And this room has a 100% guaranteed rate to encounter magic urns. Yeah, we've seen these guys before in other games. Really nice in Final Fantasy V in particular, defeating them. But anyway, these guys are basically just going to throw, you know, items at you, and they have a random chance of trying to escape after doing so. I'm not going to even do anything to them. I'm just going to let them heal me up and do nice things to me. This Rage for Gao that you get from magic urns, it gives you absorption of all 8 of the main elements. You know, lightning, fire, ice, water, wind, earth, you know, holy, poison, the whole shebang. And it also gives you status immunity to every status ailment. And I think it gives you instant death protection as well. That might be a stretch. And the special ability it gives Gao is Cure 3, so it's basically like Gao is almost invincible, and he's constantly healing the party with Cure 3 spells. So Terra learned Dispel there with the Alexander Esper. Okay, now I'm going to reapply the Moogle Charm. I apologize, guys, if you think this is a cheap way of dealing with this place, but just take my word for it. Most of these battles are not worth fighting. And I say that, you know, like when I originally started this LP, I had every intention of showcasing all the battles in this dungeon, or at least that I would encounter normally. But when I did a practice run just the other day, just yesterday actually, I decided it just was not worth the effort. It's meaningless. The battles were drawn out. It was just a pain, and it was just so frustrating. Anyway, we're on the second tier of the tower. The enemies gradually become stronger. Some of them are reflective. Some of them will cast like instant death spells like X-Zone or Doom, and they'll start hurling level 3 elemental spells. In this chest, however, we get a Genji shield, which is a pretty good shield, like defensive-wise. I think it's the 3rd most powerful shield in the game, just on pure defense. It does boost your magic block by 20, so that's good, but it doesn't have any other special properties. So, you know, it's like a give and take. It's got some good uses and some others that aren't quite as great. Another thing about this tower is that even if you make it all the way to the top, something about the tower prevents the warp spell from working, so you can't just like automatically exit the dungeon and just like go back to the world map. I guess it counts as a town or something. Oh hey, well in this room we got a dragon wandering around. I'm gonna try to get the chest first. We got a stunner. This is basically Shadow's most powerful weapon. It has a 1 in 4 chance of casting stop on enemies that are susceptible to it that he hits. So that's pretty nice. Anyway, I'm going to give Mog... Whoa, wrong buttons, everybody. Okay, I'm going to give Mog back the wall ring. I'm going to confront this dragon. A boss battle against the white dragon, the easiest dragon in the game. It only casts the Pearl spell and Dispel. What I want to do with Terra is cast Mute on it, because frankly it can like spam like Pearl like 3 times in a row. Alright, and it's been muted. It can't do anything, so all I have to do now is just pummel it with magic spells. Anything except Pearl will work on this guy, so just go to town. Bolt 3, why not? Mog, you got ice too, why not? So it's basically just have to make do with what I got and just wail away at him, and eventually he'll fall. The easiest dragon in the game. And another thing about the white dragon here is that it actually appears on the Veldt. Gao can actually get a rage from this dragon. I think that's kind of odd. I don't know if that was intended or not, or if that's like some kind of mistake. Unless like all the dragons were originally intended to show up on the Veldt, which is kind of a scary thought. But yeah, he's trying to cast Pearl, but it does nothing. So, and we defeated it. Alright, that was a very easy battle. The white dragon has fallen. It fades out of existence. And for defeating him, we get 10 magic points. Very nice. Mog learned Bolt 2. I think he's got the Thunder Shield equipped. And we got the Pearl Lance. Alright, we already had one before because we wagered stuff at the Coliseum, but now we have a second one. So we can have Edgar and Mog equipped with Pearl Lances at the same time. 3 dragons remain. I'm going to re-equip that Moogle Charm on Mog now. So it's down a little bit further. Let's see, where is it? Moogle Charm, I know you're here. Okay, there we go. So now let's continue climbing the tower. This is the 3rd tier. The enemies get even more powerful here. Some of them, like, I think it's level 60, I think. Like, throws around, like, spells like Whirlwind and, like, Murton and Meteor. Maybe that's level 90, but, you know, they get pretty nasty. And some of them are undead and can be killed with, like, life spells. And here we get the Force Armor. Basically, a more magic-oriented piece of defensive gear. I think it boosts your magic block by 30 points, I want to say. It can be really nice. It's a good piece of armor for someone like Edgar or Locke, or even Shadow. And with that equipped, you know, again, it boosts your force, your magic points by, or your magic block by like 30 points or whatever it was. So it's a good way to help increase their percentage to get them a little bit closer. Don't bother giving it to Terra or Celeste because, you know, they've got the Minerva armors there. But anyway, we're at the top of the tower, so we got this central little area. And here's the legendary treasure we were after, the Gem Box, or in other translation, the Soul of Amasa. What this item does, and I'm going to equip it right away, actually on Terra. I guess I'll have to replace the earrings to do it, but oh well. The Gem Box. It's in here somewhere, it probably... There it is. It changes magic into X magic. What it does is it allows you to cast 2 magic spells back to back in the same turn. However, it makes it so that you can't use your Aspers, or at least not on the initial cast. Maybe on your second turn you can do it, I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to give her the Gem Box. I'm going to give Mog, I want to give him back his wall ring. Probably a little bit down. There it is. Because you would think they wouldn't just, you know, the Cult of Kefka wouldn't just leave their prized treasure just lying around, right? So we step out here. Alright, let's get into a battle against level 90 magic, level 60 magic. Why not? May as well. Fortunately, everyone's reflected. Well, there's also a trick that we're, Mog, just defend. You don't have any good magic spells. So anyway, I think these guys are susceptible to bolt. If you multi-target your whole wall ring protected party, you can actually do greater damage to them. Oh crap, Quake, I forgot about that. I should have had float on the party. Ouch! Nuts. Alright, flare, flare, flare. And they're osmosing me. Alright, let's bring Mog back to his feet. Alright, that's level 60 down. Yeah, level 60 was the one I was thinking of after all. Quake, can do Whirlwind, I think, and Murton, possibly Meteor. So, we'll do some more Bolt 3ing here. Yeah, I probably should have waited till I came outside before switching back to the wall ring on Mog instead of the Moogle Charm. But oh well. One last chance to demonstrate some battles on this place. And he's still going, nuts. But at least we can bounce back spells at him. So hopefully this okay, this will revive Mog. I can't do any healing to Mog. Alright, let's see. Just do double flare, I guess. Alright, there we go. We defeated a level 90 magic. Alright. We got Tincture for our trouble there. So let's try stepping down here and... Oh, something's happening. And the Cult of Kefka members are converging upon us. Wow, that's a lot of Cult of Kefka members. Master Kefka's treasure. Return it now. Okay, well, and I can no longer access my menu. I probably should have healed before I did that, but oh well, I'm not concerned about that. And we have this cloaked guy. This is the leader of the Cult of Kefka, at least here at the tower. a boss battle against the Magi Master. Now what I want to do with this round is I want to do nothing. Oddly enough, or at least mostly nothing. I'm going to get to Celeste's turn. I'm going to cast Life 3. I'm going to do it on Mog first, I guess. On Terra's turn. Life 3 on her and Celeste. And I'm just going to sit back and do nothing otherwise. So go ahead and, you know, block or defend again, Mog. Realm, I don't think you learned Life 3, so I'm just going to have you wait as well. Now one more Life 3 on Realm, and then I'm just going to sit back and wait. What the Magi Master is going to do is it will just continuously use different magic spells on the party, all elemental stuff, all reflectable spells. But if you attack him with your own spells, he will use Wall Change, which will change his elemental properties, so that he has different strengths and weaknesses, and you have to try to figure out what it is. But if you don't do anything at all, he's just going to cast spells without ever giving himself a elemental strength or weakness, and you just wait him out. However, you want to have Life 3 on hand. Cast that on the party, it's auto life, in case you've forgotten from my previous explanation. And once you get to a certain point in the battle where the Magi Master is dead, he's going to do a last-ditch attack that's powerful enough to wipe out the whole party. Okay, he hit the end of his cycle. He's going to try to cast Mute on one of the characters, but he's immune to it. So, it's not going to do anything, but anyway, so now we just wait for him to redo his cycle. He'll cycle through some level 2 and level 3 elemental spells. He might do multi-targeting, he might do single targeting, but... So you just wait him out and he'll eventually kill himself at this rate. And we have Life 3 on all our party members, so we're secure. So we'll just sit back and enjoy the show. It can be a little time-consuming this way, but the alternative method to dealing with him that I usually do is that I cast Berserk on him right off the bat and then use my own magic to take him out. But this way is just as easy, and you take no damage whatsoever prior to his last final attempt to wipe you out. He has 50,000 HP, I believe, or maybe that's his MP. Another alternative method to taking care of him, or at least to survive his last-ditch attack, is to use Rasp and Osmos to steal all of his MP, but it is a long process doing that because like Rasp would only take like 200, 300 MP away per cast. You'd be sitting here for like a half hour or so just whittling away at his MP. And that's not even counting. Okay, here it is, the final attack. Ultima! The most powerful barrier-piercing spell in the game, and oh crap, that hurt. But we cast Life 3 on the party, so little angels are dropping from the sky to bring us back to our feet. So everything's gonna be okay. We've won. We cheated death and defeated the Magi Master and gained 10 magic points. And a Mega Elixir, alright. And somehow that battle cleared out all the Cult of Kefka members. I'm guessing Ultima must have just wiped them all out in a single wave, so... The Cult of Kefka members here in the tower have been eliminated, and it's time to get out of here. However, as I think I mentioned before, the warp spell will not let us escape from here. I guess this place counts as kind of like a town, I suppose. Some kind of technicality there. So we have to climb all the way down. So what I'm going to do is well, there's one last thing I want to do down at the bottom of the tower. I kind of hinted at it before, but I'm going to I'm gonna give Mog the Moogle Charm again because I'm not fighting any more monsters here. And I will meet you guys at the bottom of the tower for a clue as to what our next destination is going to be. Alright, we're back at the bottom of the tower. So now I do want to talk to this thief guy, because he has some information about a secret treasure, so okay, it's very reluctant, but I do have over twice that much at my disposal now, so here you go. Hooey! Right, here's the scoop. Beneath the desert of Figaro lies an ancient castle. Huh, that's interesting. Loaded with treasure. Oh, by the way, an old man who lives in the weapon shop in Narsh is looking for you, blah, blah, blah. We already took care of that. I believe that's the Ragnarok, or... Yeah, this would be the Ragnarok, yeah. So yeah. So next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy VI, guys, we're going to go and check out that ancient castle. This has been Phoenix Down, and I will see you guys then.